makes sense policy-wide than just being able to come with this arbitrary number. Chair, point of order.
Yes.
I never want to interfere with you when you're talking because you're CS.
Which chair? You know, you say point of order, chair, and the CS said yes. Yes.
My apologies. You know, Chair, my apologies. First, I've been chair of a party for over 10 years, and I've recently been chairing Public Accounts Committee. So, having been a chair of almost every day in your life, you tend to forget when someone.
And you see, I don't want Senator Eddy to address you as the chair of ODM.
Thank you.
Former chair. Proceed, Senator Eddy.
Chair, the receiver said something that is fundamentally very important, and I want to appreciate it, but I wanted him to give us more information about it. The investment on the E2E system of 560 million. Can you give us what number of impact that would be in terms of what would be the revenue that you'd see this one impacting? You know, if it is implemented and you say by January it will be on, because we're working on this dollar amendment on this financial year, then it means that it will take root during the time of this financial year. What will that be? What would the cost of that impact on our ordinary revenue that we're projecting in terms of just how much will it help us save, to the extent that then that can also speak about some of the successes we are seeing here. So that it's not just a number that is thrown, but it's a very important progress that he has talked about. There has to be projection on the impact it's going to have.
Proceed, Waziri.
Yeah, Chair, you'll allow me, if maybe Senator Eddy would want maybe more specifics on how effective this system would be, maybe I would be prepared to come another time to just give empirical evidence.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah, but we are in agreement that if you automate properly our procurement system, we are likely to save a lot of money, running into, in my view, more than 100 billion. It could even be more. So that compared to, that would even help us sort out these cuts that we are putting across to be made. Why 20 billion? You know, Chair, if we were to go 85-15, it would be huge. We would cut a huge amount. So we weighed these options. What do we do? And now you realize that the share is not 85-15, as is being proposed in the law. It's actually 93.6 to 6.4. So we are only reducing the share going to the counties by 6. The percentage out of the 316 billion, national government is taking 93.6, and 6.4 is what we are asking. That's our ask that the county government takes. This we are alive to the fact: A, national government has a bigger responsibility in revenue collection, and 2, the counties have, let me say, a lower resilience capacity to absorb any reduced revenue or share of revenue. So if you're asking for a scientific way, I don't think there's any scientific way. We are just looking at how then do we absorb without compromising services at both levels. And I understand clearly that there are some non-discretionary expenditures also at the county level. And Honorable Senator Boni, it is true that Kenya has money, but if you look at the figures that we have, then that money is not there. But we must do something. We must do something to realize our full potential. And that is why we are taking these initiatives to target the tax collector, target expenditure, so that we can mop up more resources. But that will be immediate and long term. What of the in the long term? What of the immediate term? The immediate term, we are not sure whether we'll realize all these savings, whether we'll realize money, because the process of automation takes time. Even the KRA reforms will take time. So what do we do? And that is why I am calling for the support of this committee as the new CS at the Treasury. In terms of massaging egos, Honorable Boni, you will agree with me, it is also not my duty. I didn't come to this office to massage anybody's ego. So we are not doing this maybe to make some people happy, no. We want to make sure that we do the right things. We must make sure that we do what, if we are successful, as I believe we will, then this country, it will be very comfortable for us to live in this country because we will get services. My concluding remarks.
And I wanted to give you your concluding remarks just shortly after members do their remarks.
I just wanted to say something maybe about this. Overall, Honorable Senators, I just want to plead with you that, yes, I know cutting 20 billion could be a lot to the counties, but why can't we cut it and tell counties that this 20 billion can be found? We can get it from some of the budget lines, which accommodates a lot of wastages. We have done it at the national government level. We are cutting hospitality, some even to 100%. We have. Partitioning is no longer there of offices. We have reduced most of these budget lines to 50%. I believe counties can also do it. And if all the 47 counties, by the way, Senators, if you just take a pen and a paper and get the budget lines, take the budget of 47 counties the last year, and look at the recurrent expenditure, the lines that we're talking about, hospitality, transport, domestic, foreign, all these things, taking tea in the offices, fuel for vehicles, which you see they are running all over, even weekends. If you just take a pen and reduce those lines for the 47 counties, I'm sure you'll get more than 20 billion.
Thank you, Waziri. At this point, because we are supposed to have another meeting, I'll open the floor for very short, brief remarks. Can start with Senator Eddie, member of ODM.
I think that, not a member of broad-based, but I think that on a serious note, if you can cut some more money from national levels, that would be very good. And Boni, I think Senator Boni has pointed to some areas, including advisors such as David Ndi. But that one is up to the executive to think about. But on a serious note, because my fundamental question has been the question about how does this number come from, and you have advised also that it's not necessarily scientific. It's about looking at the number that you would wish to cut, which you had come with a number that would, see you do a proper physical consolidation. I still believe that fundamentally, Article 219 of the Constitution, because you cannot read it without reading 225 of the Constitution, because there is a subsequential article, which is 225. Then it goes without saying that in an ideal world, this shortfall should only be a function of the national government. But because you have said this is an arbitrary number, CS, bonus CS, I think a bare minimum conversation that could even invite us on the table is then that counties should not at least get less than what they got in the year 2023-2024. I think that's a bare minimum conversation, just because of what you've said, that this number was arbitrary to the extent of trying to balance that physical consolidation. Then it will be what you, in your own world, immoral to give counties any money that is less than what they got in 2023, 2024. So 380 is already too low. But that said, I think that we need to have a more vibrant conversation on how do the discretionary and non-discretionary funds look in terms of mapping in all the 47 counties. And I think that is something that us as a Senate should be able to look at as we go into this conversation because naturally this is going to go to mediation. From the look of things, the Senate is not going to allow this to go low. But other than that, I want to say that I appreciate you coming, and also this being the first meeting. It's a very hard task, but we have seen a very good partnership between this committee and the Treasury, and of course the common faces here can attest to that. They can whisper to you over maybe lunch after this. And I'm hoping that the Treasury can continue that proper engagement with this committee.